She told me, "If you're not okay with me hanging out with my ex on weekends, then perhaps we're not meant to be." I answered, "You're absolutely correct." Right after that, I finally said yes to the job relocation to Singapore that I had repeatedly declined because of her. When she messaged asking about my weekend plans, I replied with a selfie taken at Changi Airport. I'm a 31-year-old guy who had been in a relationship with Zoe, 29, for 3 years, and we'd been living together for 1. Everything felt stable until her former boyfriend, Ethan, returned to the city 6 months earlier. All of a sudden, she started having poetry club gatherings every Saturday. In reality, poetry club meant just the two of them at his apartment, supposedly rebuilding a platonic connection. When I expressed my discomfort, she brushed it off. He's only a friend these days. Their romance lasted barely 2 months, 5 years in the past. She accused me of overreacting. I decided to act like the understanding partner anyway. But soon poetry club expanded to include Sunday coffee meetups as well. Later, Friday evening board games were thrown in because Ethan was dealing with his mother's health issues. The final straw arrived 3 weeks back. My company had presented me with an incredible promotion to head the Singapore branch. It came with a $140,000 annual salary, complete relocation support, and a 2-bedroom apartment paid for during the first year. It was the opportunity of a lifetime. Yet I had rejected it twice already, since Zoe couldn't stand the idea of moving away from her relatives. That particular Saturday, she was getting ready for yet another poetry club session, hairstyled perfectly, wearing a fresh skirt, and using a fragrance she never bothered with during our own date nights. I asked if she was sure she didn't want to skip it. We could check out that new ramen place instead. She let out a heavy sigh. "Alex, come on, we've discussed this already. Ethan is simply a friend. If you're unable to trust me spending weekends around my ex, maybe we aren't compatible." I looked at her quietly for a second. "You're exactly right." Her expression shifted through a whirlwind of feelings. "Alex, that's not what No, you hit the nail on the head. This isn't healthy anymore." I walked to the bedroom and sent an email to my manager. "I'm accepting the Singapore position. Ready to begin in 2 weeks." Zoe trailed after me. "What are you up to?" "I'm only upset. I'm saying yes to the job. You might want to stay at your parents' place tonight. Or Ethan's. Your call. Are you actually ending things over this? You literally just suggested we aren't right for each other. I'm going along with it." She burst into tears. Not heartbroken ones, angry ones. "This is ridiculous. It's purely platonic." "Great. Enjoy the friendship. I'll be living in Singapore." She snatched her purse and marched out, yelling, "You'll wish you hadn't done this." 20 minutes passed, then my phone buzzed. "Babe, can we discuss this properly? You can't throw away 3 years so easily. I'll cut contact with Ethan if it upsets you that much." "Alex, you're acting immature." I ignored it and began packing my belongings. Update 1. The following week opened my eyes. Right after the breakup, Zoe headed directly to Ethan's place. I found out because she shared a story from his sofa, clutching a coffee cup, with the caption, "When life hits you with surprises at 2 in the morning." Her friend Tara reached out to me. "Did you guys actually split?" I replied, "Ask Zoe. She claims you're relocating to Singapore?" "Correct. But she's been telling people you'd never go because you're so attached to your sister." "My sister resides in California. I visit her maybe once annually." In the meantime, I stayed productive, submitted my 2-week notice, arranged shipping for my possessions to Singapore, and located a new tenant for the apartment. My employer took care of the logistics, movers, airfare, short-term lodging. Zoe attempted to drop by the flat during my packing process. I had already switched the locks. Although she wasn't listed on the lease, she had spent so much time there that it felt like she lived with me. "Alex, I know you're inside. We have to speak." I texted back, "Your belongings are packed and waiting by the entrance. Pick them up. I'm refusing because I'm staying put. This is insane. The lease is solely in my name. You never formally moved in, recall? You maintained your parents' address for official correspondence." That had been her tactic to evade municipal taxes by pretending she still resided at home. It ended up working against her flawlessly. She departed, but not without spreading to mutual friends that I was experiencing a midlife meltdown and abandoning everything for a glamorous career. Then the truth about Ethan surfaced. My buddy Liam, who trains at the same gym as Ethan, overheard a phone conversation. "Yeah, she's pretty much available now." Her boyfriend is losing it. No, sweetheart, I explained already. Zoe and I are only friends. Yes, I'm still attending your cousin's gathering. It turned out Ethan had a girlfriend named Sophia who lived a couple of hours away and came every other weekend. Whenever Zoe claimed family obligations, Liam forwarded screenshots from Ethan's gym chat group, dated 2 months prior. Fellas, the girl I'm involved with is incredible. Her boyfriend believes it's just poetry club. I sent them to Zoe accompanied by a single word. Interesting. She rang me 15 times. I was occupied finalizing my travel arrangements. Update 2. My departure flight was scheduled for Saturday afternoon, the exact day Zoe had been attending poetry club consistently for 3 months. That morning, she arrived accompanied by her mother, Karen, and brother, Luke, staging what looked like a full family intervention. Alex, dear, Karen started. Zoe mentioned you're going through a mental health downer. What downer? Uprooting your entire existence to relocate overseas. It's a plea for assistance. It's a 70% salary increase and a director-level position. Luke interjected. What happens to Zoe? You can't simply desert her. She was the one who ended it. I'm respecting her decision. She didn't intend it that way. Zoe cut in sharply. Then stop issuing threats you have no intention of following through on. Karen switched approaches. What about this apartment? Zoe has been residing here. No, she's been a frequent overnight guest. Her postal mail arrives at your residence. She isn't responsible for any utilities. Legally speaking, she's just a visitor. You're genuinely leaving her behind because of one friendship? Luke pressed. I displayed the gym chat screenshots to them. Dead silence. Karen turned pale. Is this authentic? Zoe turned red. You're taking it the wrong way. What possible context justifies her boyfriend believing poetry club is acceptable? They exited after Zoe accused me of being deceitful for spying on Ethan. I hadn't spied. Liam passed them along because he felt I had a right to the information. At 1 p.m., I uploaded a picture to social media. Fresh start ahead. Heading to Singapore. The responses poured in. Huh? When did all this go down? Is this the reason Zoe's posting tearful stories? At 3:30 p.m., as I was boarding, Zoe messaged. How's your weekend shaping up? Can we have a conversation? I responded with a gate selfie, departure board clearly showing Singapore. Her response. This isn't amusing, Alex. Never intended it to be. Boarding shortly. You're truly departing? Did you honestly believe I'd remain after you prioritized your ex over our relationship? I didn't pick him. Every weekend for 3 straight months tells another story. I'm heading to the airport right now. I've cleared security already. Farewell, Zoe. I powered down my phone and savored the journey. Update 3. Singapore is amazing. The corporate-provided apartment is spectacular. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Panoramic city views. Just a short walk to the workplace. My new colleagues are impressive, and I'm genuinely enthusiastic about my role for the first time in a long while. Still, the chaos persisted. Zoe unleashed a storm online. She published a lengthy complaint about how I abandoned her without any notice, rejected efforts to repair things, and valued money above our bond. The replies were brutal. Weren't you the one who ended it for Ethan? You spent every weekend at his place, girl. Team Alex. She removed it quickly. Then the major revelation hit. Sophia, Ethan's girlfriend, contacted me directly online. Hi, or was, Ethan's girlfriend. I noticed your ex's updates about your move to Singapore. Ethan claimed she was fixated on him. That isn't accurate, right? I forwarded her the full collection. The poetry club deceptions. The gym screenshots. The complete chronology. She felt devastated, yet grateful. Afterward, she shared Ethan's messages to her. Zoe's merely feeling isolated since her boyfriend works constantly. She requires companionship. She's attractive, but nowhere near your level, babe. Her boyfriend's insignificant. Likely earns around 50K in tech. I earned 75K previously. Now it's 140K. Solid effort, Ethan. Sophia ended things publicly, sharing the messages with tags such as #cheater and #poetryclubfail. Ethan rang me from multiple numbers. Bro, rein in your ex. She's destroying my life. She's not mine anymore, not my concern. This concerns me and Zoe. You had zero business getting intimate with my girlfriend every weekend. Nothing happened. Doesn't matter, Ethan. I'm settled in Singapore. Sort out your own issues. He accused Zoe of pursuing him. Zoe accused Ethan of taking advantage. They truly belong together. Update 4. Zoe made an extreme move. She traveled all the way to Singapore and appeared at my office tower. Security prevented her entry. Thank goodness for strict building protocols. She lingered outside for 4 hours until I stepped out for a midday meal. Alex, we must discuss this. How did you locate me? Tara follows one of your colleagues. Saw the office in his pictures. Impressive stalking commitment. Zoe, you aren't allowed here. I flew 9,000 miles. You owe me at least a coffee. Reluctantly, I consented. 1 coffee, in a crowded public cafe. She appeared worn out, disheveled hair, bare face, wearing the same sweatshirt featured in her recent stories. I screwed everything up, she began. Which aspect? The ultimatum? The dishonesty about Ethan? Everything. I believed I could keep both. That you'd never walk away. Why assume that? Because you never did before. You never stood your ground. You never confronted me. You assumed I'd always tolerate it. She began sobbing. That's incorrect. Alex, you informed people you'd never depart due to your sister. You fabricated stories about poetry club for months. You were intimate with Ethan while I sacrificed my ideal career for your sake. It happened only twice. Oh, merely twice? Then no issue at all. It held no significance. Clearly our relationship didn't either. She displayed her phone. I've made changes. I've blocked him. I've begun counseling. I'm improving myself. That's positive. But I'm finished. You've only been here a month. You can't possibly be done with me. I moved on the instant you declared we weren't right together. Then she resorted to her final ploy. I'm expecting. I chuckled. No, you aren't. How can you know? We haven't been intimate in over 2 months. You always came back drained after poetry club. Unless it belongs to Ethan. Her expression crumbled. I'm not expecting. I only said it to make you show concern. I showed concern for 3 full years. You failed to notice until I withdrew it. She returned home that same evening, still messaging. I'll wait however long is necessary. I blocked her number. Update 5. Her waiting phase endured 2 weeks. Now she's involved with her yoga teacher, Liam. She posts about how the ideal partner appears during your recovery period, and occasionally your true match has been right there in the studio the whole time. Tara shared the details. She's essentially relocated to his home after only 3 weeks. History repeating itself. Then Ethan contacted me via LinkedIn. Learned you're doing great in Singapore. I received an offer here too. Let's meet for drinks. Resolve everything. This man genuinely believed we could be buddies. No, thank you. Best wishes. Come on, bro, drop the grudge. You're the issue here, Ethan. Zoe was meaningless to you. He accepted the position regardless. And believe it or not, his residence is in the same complex, thanks to the corporate housing arrangement. I encountered him in the lobby during my 2nd week, accompanied by a young woman, not Sophia, who appeared barely legal. Alex, bro, this is Lily. Lily, meet my friend Alex. We aren't friends, Ethan. Lily seemed confused. Ethan grew red-faced. No need to act that way. We're neighbors now. I'll be relocating shortly. I had no such plans, but he didn't require that detail. That evening, Lily researched him, discovered Sophia's public call-outs, and accidentally posted her breakup message in the building's resident group. Ethan, you're the poetry club cheater. Over 200 residents witnessed it. Security personnel now refer to him as Poetry Guy. Final update. Zoe's relationship with Liam collapsed. No surprise. It emerged that Liam was just friends with his own ex, sharing weekend training sessions. Zoe walked in on them in a highly suggestive yoga position. She reached out to me through an app I'd overlooked blocking. Now I understand your pain. I apologize. I ignored the message. The true payback arrived out of nowhere. Remember Zoe's tax avoidance scheme, declaring her parents' home as her residence to dodge city taxes? An anonymous tip was submitted. Likely Sophia, employed in state taxation and intolerant of evasion. Zoe faced a bill for 3 years of unpaid taxes, fines, and interest, roughly $20,000. Her parents covered it, but insisted she genuinely move back home. Ethan remains in Singapore, though the notoriety trailed him. The poetry club tales circulated across our professional network. It's a tight-knit industry. He's received 0 interest at networking events. He still greets me as bro in the elevator. I pretend he doesn't exist. Tara contacted me recently. Zoe's remorseful and focusing on personal growth. She's curious if you're seeing anyone. Yes, I'm with Claire now. She's from Australia, in the design field, finds the Poetry Club saga hilarious, and has 0 exes she meets regularly. My 6-month performance evaluation arrived. Another salary bump. They've offered a permanent contract. I accepted without hesitation. Zoe's most recent post discussed personal development through hardship and how certain departures allow self-discovery. She turned off comments. To everyone claiming I should have battled harder for us, she explicitly stated we weren't compatible if I couldn't accept her ex time. I respected her statement. To those calling me overly severe, I forfeited a transformative career opportunity twice for a partner who cheated while labeling me insecure. I wasn't severe enough. To anyone wondering if I regret the move, I'm earning almost twice as much, residing in an extraordinary city, dating a woman who respects me, and Ethan witnesses my success every day in the very building where he's nicknamed Poetry Guy. My sole regret? Not accepting the position when it was first offered. Also, Zoe, since I'm aware you monitor via alternate profiles, Claire and I are booking a trip to Bali. No former partners or poetry gatherings included. She's content without any of that. Greetings from Singapore. Edit. Please stop requesting Ethan's LinkedIn profile. We're not pursuing that. Edit 2. Correct. Sophia is in taxation. Correct. She filed the report on Zoe. No, I didn't request it, but I have 0 objections. Edit 3. For those doubting its authenticity because Ethan lives in the same building, it's company-sponsored housing. My employer maintains an agreement with the property. Several colleagues from my sector reside here too. Singapore is vast, but industry networks are quite small.